Do you want to be angry or do you want to be in a relationship? So many people come to me and they're like, I can't get rid of the backstory. The old story keeps running in my head and I just don't know how to get rid of the backstory. Well, we're going to use my ex-husband today as an example, and I know y'all hate hearing about him, but tough luck. This is Susie, your beautiful millionaire swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my videos, and I will love you forever. I am a life coach, and I am here to drastically change your life for the better. So if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, check out my website below. So we're going to talk about my relationship with my ex-husband. My ex-husband and I don't get along. We have this hate relationship, but I don't feel guilty. I'm not worried about the old story. I'm not thinking about what I need to do to change it. I am accepting the relationship exactly as it is. I'm not calling it perfect. I'm not calling it amazing. I am calling it, we agree to disagree relationship. So if I am going to agree to disagree with him, then no matter what he does or says, I don't have to worry about it. And by the way, the 4-year-old's in the house, which is why I couldn't get the video up Thursday, because she kept chatting and popping her head in. So if you hear her in the background, sorry about that. But let's think about this. If I wanted to fix the relationship, I have to let go of the old story. So I have to agree with myself, that I don't like the status of the relationship. And I have to agree with myself whether or not I want to change the relationship. Because here's the biggest thing. Just because I agree that I don't like the relationship doesn't mean I'm willing to change it. So you have a big, huge decision to make. Do you want to actually change the relationship? Or are you better in the hope story? Because as long as you're hoping the story changes, it has the potential to change. But if you aren't making a decision to change it, your dominant thought is going to go, oh, old story, I can't get out of it. Old story, I'm stuck in it. So, steps, because you guys like step by steps as to how to get rid of the old story. Step number 1, write it down. Write it all down. Let it all out. Get that aggressive, angry, frustrated energy somehow, some way out of your body. I don't care if you go bow and arrow shooting. I don't care if you go target practicing with your gun. I don't care if you bang on the keyboards on the piano. I would prefer you didn't, but, be gentle to the piano. It's not his fault. Let's see, how else can we get that aggressive energy out? Writing the story, letting it all out, and then burning everything you just let out to get rid of it. Step 2, decide that you no longer want that old story. Decide which story you want to tell, because you have one foot on each side of the door and you have not decided to fully step in to the new story. So if you have one foot inside the door and that story is, I'm walking into my dream life, and the other foot is outside of the door and it's your old story, you got to decide whether or not you're going to step out, close the door, and move on, or step in and move forward to live your dream life. Step 3, stop talking about the old story. Because you keep reliving specific parts of the old story. So let's talk about specific parts of the old story with my ex-husband. He would do things that would drive me nuts. He would trigger me. He would push my buttons just to get a reaction. Well, when I stopped reacting, he amplified. Think about that. I stopped reacting, so he upped his game. That's exactly what you are doing. You are sitting there saying, I'm not going to talk about the old story. I can't tell you about the backstory. The backstory, it just doesn't matter anymore because circumstances doesn't matter. But you are actually amplifying the backstory because you didn't get the frustration out of you. You didn't step into the new story because you didn't make a decision. So now your dominant thoughts are running with, what do I need to do to change the situation? Because I don't see anything changing. Step 4, quit looking for proof in 3D. 3D is true. It is your current reality. You close your eyes and you are dreaming of that balcony scene in Paris, and you open up your eyes and I still see the fire department because they're a block away from me. And I can still see the fire department's building and the church steeple and the radio tower and this beautiful tree outside my window. That is true. Step 5. Bring your new story into your new reality. Now, I don't do the parallel realities and the 3D and the 5D because it is just way too much work and I manifest in a lazy way. So this is where your new story is created. You know, in the past, we had a toxic relationship. I didn't like that toxic relationship. So now I am creating this amazing relationship that allows us to live our happily ever after. So then you ask your questions. Why am I happy that I am living my happily ever after? Why does it feel amazing that I'm living my happily ever after? Why am I happily married to Jared? Why do I feel happily married to Jared just by asking this question? And then you start to praise the relationship. The praise in your relationship is, in this case of my ex-husband, we agree to disagree. We agree that we don't get along. Therefore, we don't have to fight. We don't have to bicker because no matter what I say, it's wrong to him. No matter what he says, it's wrong to me. So guess what? It's the most freeing thing in the world because I changed my story. I'm no longer fighting with him. I'm no longer worried about what he's going to do. I'm no longer sitting here thinking, oh my God, what is he going to do now? What does that mean? He said this. What does that mean? We're going to go on to the next step. I think this is 6. Step 6. Work on you. Being happy in this new story. Because you don't have to change your shit. You can persist in the story that you are telling right now. And it will say, you know, I feel happily married to Jared just because I'm asking this question. Why does Jared feel happily married to me just because I'm asking this question? I can do it my way. I can do it his way. But if I want my happily ever after, I have to work on turning my internal happiness meter to full blast. Because when I turn it to full blast, then it radiates out into the world. And because it radiates out into the world, he's going to feel that. Cupid's arrows that I am now sending out to him are loving energy. Because when you are complaining about the dominant story that you don't want to talk about anymore, but you can't let go, it's because you can't forgive yourself for the role you played in it, and you are rejecting that person because you know you unintentionally created this nightmare. Step 7. Stop rejecting. Stop rejecting the relationship. I don't reject the fact that my ex-husband and I have a hate relationship. I embrace it. I embody it. I own it. I name it. I claim it. Because I do that, I have no problems anymore. Whatever he does, it doesn't bother me. Because I stopped rejecting, he was going to change. He is who he is. It's not my job to fix him. So I stopped trying to fix him, which means I stopped rejecting what I physically see in my reality. So I no longer have to worry about whatever he's doing. Let's move on to 8. You feel guilty. And why do you feel guilty? Because you unintentionally created this nightmare. You are living in a hell loop that you unintentionally created. And here's the thing. Did you know at the time you created this relationship that your imagination, your thoughts, your words, the stories you were telling everybody was going to create this chaotic mess? I have yet to have a client tell me they knew 100% that they were creating it. They say they can look back now and see that, yes, they did create this. And they understand now how they created the chaotic mess. But they did not know it at the time. So forgive yourself for being human. Forgive yourself for being human. Step 9, decide whether or not you want to live in heaven or hell. Because your old story is hell. And you are continuing to choose to live in it because you think you have to find this magical formula to let it go. There is no magical formula, guys. There legit is no magic formula. Think about the person you used to work with or were friends with or go to the register at the store with. And you would talk to this person. One day this person's no longer in your life and you are happy because this person was constantly dragging you down. This person was constantly trying to make your drama the dominant focus in your life. So you cut them off. And if somebody brings up that person, we're no longer friends. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I've moved on. I am so much happier now that that person is out of my life. That's how you get out of that hell loop. I am so happy that I know how I created this old story, but now I'm going to create this amazing new story. Because when you get back with this person, number 10, you want that happily ever after. You want to keep that happily ever after. You now know your imagination, your thoughts, your words are your story that you constantly keep telling. So in order to keep the relationship happy, you have to talk about why the relationship is happy. And the simple way to do that is, why am I so happy in this relationship with Jared? Why does Jared make my life so much better? Why is Jared adding value to my life? Why is Jared enriching my life? Why does Jared make me laugh all the time? Those are questions you're going to ask when you're in the relationship, living with this person to keep your happily ever after. Your dominant question is going to be still, why am I so happy in this relationship? Why am I so happy being married to Jared? Why am I happily married to Jared? Oh my God, I am so happily married to Jared. Because some days you're going to say it in a question. Some days you're going to say it in a statement. Some days you're going to have to answer why. Because you're going to be like, I am so frustrated and angry with him. I really, really, truly, truly do love him. But why am I happily married to him today? Because you asked this question. It's a silly reason to be happily married, but it takes away your resistance. You guys are owning the resistance and you're playing in the resistance and you won't let the resistance go. So as a result, you persist in the assumption and it keeps proving it over and over and over again to you that the dominant story is the most important thing in your reality. If you want to change something, you have to be like the 4-year-old over there who has been in the living room playing with her toys. And then she moved into the kitchen and she played with the magnets on the refrigerator. And then she went back into the living room. And now she's playing with her toys again. If she's hungry, she tells you, I'm so hungry. Is she thirsty? I so thirsty. And she's going to persist until she gets what she wants. And she's over there frustrated with her little toy. So I'm going to have to end this video. But do you want to be a 4-year-old throwing a temper tantrum, or do you want to be an adult who gets their happily ever after? That is your choice. I can't make that decision for you. Again, I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. Only you can pick up the glass and take a drink. I love you guys. You have a positively, absolutely amazing Saturday. Obviously, I'm watching Alabama football. And as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I'm drastically changing your life for the better.